Today on Storyline, Expositionism, the circle of action, and a quote of the week. But first, let's check in on how Ellen is doing now that the Stereotypes Disaster Show video has gone viral and her life has been thrown completely upside down. Roll film.
There appears to have been a break-in.
Oh no, did they take anything?
No, they left something.
Oh, well there's one excuse you don't have anymore.
I'm going to smash it.
Oh, I gotta go. I have a thing in the oven. Okay, bye!
G, I need some advice.
Well, that's new.
I know. I'm just really conflicted right now.
About what?
Well, I was just so positive that the contest would work, that we'd win and it'd be our big break. Dave and I were gonna make it.
Well, you didn't.
I just don't know what to do now, where to go next.
Sweetheart, you're only 19. More than enough time to get back into school. Let's be honest, sweetheart. Your chances were never very good. I mean, your mother's were not very good, and her voice was at least clear. You need to take this as a sign and give up this music nonsense and find something that's going to work. And if you haven't eaten, you should. You're too skinny.
Recording.
I have to. This is your first song. I want to remember it.
It's not ready though.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Well, then it's ready. Do you want to use my guitar?
But what if I break it?
You won't break it. Hold on. Put these sunglasses on. There. Now you're a real rock star.
Ready?
Ready.
hate you so much, Cammy.
Hey, Ellen. I was hoping...
Hey, Marco, I'm not saying yes.
Then why are you calling?
I'm not saying no either.
Welcome to Storyline, the show where you get to watch 3 aspiring filmmakers learn how not to make a feature-length film. I'm your host, Ben Howe, and I didn't actually come up with anything to say there.
Well, you lost weight.
Have I?
Have you?
I don't know. I vomited for 2 days straight.
Most doctors don't recommend that method. Then
That's actually not true. I vomited one time that was like so violent that I'm sore still from 3 days ago. Like. So, today, let's talk about exposition. You kind of gotta have it, but done poorly, it just makes me want to laugh. Or vomit.
In the California mountains, there's a colony of aliens. Explorers from deep space. Space people. They also control the Sasquatch. Bigfoot? That's right.
So, John August has a rule to identify cliched exposition. Always ask yourself, would the character actually say this, or is he only saying it because you need the audience to know some fact or detail? If it's the second one, you're writing exposition. To avoid this, he's been kind enough to make a great list of ideas on how to avoid cliched exposition dumps. Wherever possible, 1. Show the information rather than have a character say it. 2. Try to follow a natural line of thought from A to B to C. 3. Simplify. The reader may not need to know everything. 4. Keep your hero active in learning the information rather than passively listening. And 5. Balance natural speech patterns with efficiency. People rarely say things as concisely as they could. There's a link in the show notes to get over to John August's blog for some sweet screenwriting goodness.
Anybody tell you where we're going?
Yep, Texarkana.
They tell you where we're going to be in the woods most of the time?
Well, she said we're going down looking for some kind of wild man.
And since I feel compelled to bring up Robert McKee in every single episode, McKee puts it this way. Make your exposition invisible. As the story progresses, the audience should absorb the exposition unconsciously. How do you do that? Dramatize the exposition.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God!
Which segues us nicely into the flashback. As of this episode, you've hopefully gathered that our story takes place in 2 time periods. We'll be moving back and forth between these 2 time periods and trying to figure out just how to do a flashback that isn't campy or cliche, but fits right in and gives you just the right amount of info, is thematically relevant, and moves the story forward. To be honest, I don't know how to do this. These guys may. But our pattern is lost. I don't watch a lot of broadcast TV, I just don't have enough time for it, but people kept telling me again and again that I had to watch Lost, and I finally gave in to peer pressure and just took one taste and I was hooked. I was like, Lost, for me, was the ultimate example of how to do a flashback well, so that's what we're going for. And please feel free to weigh in with a comment on whether or not you understood that we were flashing back. Did it confuse you, or did it make perfect sense? At what point did you understand we were in a flashback? What clues helped you to get that, or if you didn't get it, how can we fix that? We don't want to just copy Lost and put in a big sound effect every time we flash back. Although that wouldn't be a bad idea. Can we do that?
And now it's time for Storyline Quote of the Week. You do not keep the audience's interest by giving it information, but by withholding information, except that which is absolutely necessary for comprehension. Pace exposition, save the best for last, and create the desire to know by arousing curiosity. With the hunger for information, even the most complicated set of dramatized facts will pass smoothly into understanding.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Credence Leonor Gilgood of ancient Druid origins. My ancestors came from Stonehenge.
Okay, so full disclosure, I've kind of been BSing my last two segments. I know you feel a little bit betrayed, like, oh, you've let us down, but you watched the video and we have the YouTube hit, so suck it. This week, however, I actually do have some really cool stuff to talk about, so let's get to it. In staging, there are essentially two approaches to space. One is to place the camera in the action, the second, to place without. Action can include anything from an angry mob or an intimate conversation. The space in which the action takes place is called the circle of action. The opening shot of Serenity is a great example of this because the circle of action is constantly changing and we're flexing in and out of it. What's interesting to note here is the camera tends to stay outside the circle of action for exposition and minor character introductions and jumps inside the circle of action for major character and relational strains in the movie. This is what movie geeks call dramatic emphasis. Dramatic emphasis is related to shot size. It can heighten or diminish an actor's performance or physical action. Any actor can be made to control our attention merely by how he or she is placed in the frame. For instance, moving from a medium shot to a close-up of a subject is normally perceived as a way of emphasizing the importance of that subject. For this week's scene, we put this into practice with Ellen. At the beginning of the scene, Ellen is very much contained inside the frame. When she's going about her apartment doing little meaningless chores, the camera is far away and we feel like we're observing her, but not personally involved. Once she decides to reach out and grab the guitar, we switch to being inside the circle of action and feel involved in what she's doing. So, that's all I have for this week. Go watch Serenity and check out that opening shot. It's amazing. It goes on for like 4 minutes or something. Plus, it's a good movie. Joss Whedon's awesome.
Joss is boss.
Joss is boss. I'm just gonna walk off this way.
Yeah, don't.
I'm gonna walk off this way.
Oh, fancy.
We used to make mud pies when we were little.
Right. No, I remember.
So that's it for this week. Be sure to check out the Vimeo album so you can see the whole movie so far without the annoyance of seeing us. Sexy, sexy us.
Oh, yeah. Check 'em out. Wow.
You can connect with us on email, storylinepodcast@gmail.com, or via Twitter, @storylinep, or you can like us on Facebook. Now, come on back in 2 weeks when we save a cat. Or a puppy. I prefer puppies.
But someone wrote a book called Save the Cat.
Well, I'm going to write a book called Save the Puppy.
I would buy that. I love puppies.
Save the Puppy. Thank you for noticing. I'm sucking in because this shirt makes me look fat if I don't suck in. That didn't make any sense. Or you can like us on Facebook. Facebook? It's so suck it. It's the shirt though that makes me look fat.